Yasu, it's time for Imera 1.2. So today I'm going to tell you what I've done so far throughout Imera 1.2. And it is actually an important part, I would say, because with this part we start to develop our speaking abilities, meaning we learn one of the most important questions that we're going to use throughout all lessons and all days in the future. So this question is, what is it? Is it A? Is it A or B? So, and yeah, why is that question important? Well, because with that question we can already practice our words. So, for example, we know the word yasu, which is hello, and we can ask the question, what is it? Showing hello, or looking at the picture of hello, or listening to the sound of hello, whatever. So we can use it this way. So, and it goes the same way for me. So I ask myself a question, τι είναι αυτό? What is it in Greek? And I say, είναι γεια σου. Or, τι είναι αυτό? Είναι or αυτό είναι ναι. Or και ναι. So, very interesting feature of Greek is that you have yes and no, which is ne and ohi. And well, a lot of people, they got used to no starting with the letter N. For example, well, almost in all languages that I know, excluding Armenian, we use the word no starts with the letter N. Nine, no, 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 нет, no. And in Greek, it starts with o, ohi. While yes, in Greek starts with N, ne. So this is the way I just remembered it. So yeah, and I go this way. So the first step for that Imera 1.2, it was same thing as it was in Imera 1.1. I started with flashcards on Quizlet. So I've practiced a bit, and of course not forget to repeat, because it is an important feature to repeat. So this way you practice your articulation, aka speaking, and also you practice your listening, which is marvelous from my point of view. And yeah, I went through this bit by bit, bit by bit. And what is also interesting, for some languages, we also have Imera 1.3, which includes the first grammatical element of genders and articles. So for instance, as I said in previous video, if I'm not mistaken, so in Greek, there are three genders, neuter, feminine, and masculine. Same thing as we have in Russian and in German. While in French, Italian, and Spanish, we have only feminine and masculine. So it is quite challenging, I would say. While in English, we actually do not have anything. Meaning, we don't say that a table, it is a he or she or an it. Well, we actually say it is an it. Yeah. So a very interesting feature to mention. And therefore, in Imera 1.3, we include this grammatical moment. So I believe that at the very beginning, it's quite important to start learning a language and to start learning the gender of words. How you can do it? Well, it really depends on a person. Some people like to create some kind of associations. So for instance, let me think of, so cafes, coffee, in Greek it is of masculine. So we say o cafes, the coffee. And you can either use the knowledge of languages that you already know, because coffee in all languages it is masculine. Well, in all languages that I personally know. So in French it is masculine, in Italian, in Spanish, in German, I'm not really sure. In German it might be masculine or neuter. In Russian, which also in modern Russian, a lot of people confuse it and they use either neuter or masculine. It is actually masculine. So yeah. And you can use the knowledge of the languages that you already know. Or you can create some kind of an image. So imagine coffee. coffee is a strong drink in some ways. So another drink you can try to associate with the image of a very soft, don't know, whatever. So you can use this one if you want. So yeah, and therefore I combined Imera 1.2 and 1.3 in my day, literally. So we also have Imera 1 test. So this one, it contains two parts, so to say. The first part is just speaking practice. So you have the question, what is it? And is it goodbye, for example, and you just need to respond. In that part, I highly suggest you to record some kind of a video of yourself for example, 1 minute or 2 minutes. And this way, in a couple of weeks or in a couple of days, you can rewatch it. And yeah, just to see the way you progress. It's I personally consider this part to be important. So, and I love to record videos like the one that I'm doing now. So yeah, and the second part of this test, it contains, well, just matching the words with an image. But I haven't added this one yet. Perhaps it's not going to be on Quizlet, but on another platform. But anyways, you may find the link. And I also suggest you to practice to record a video if you want, or to speak. To speak, it is a must. You must speak. All right. So, and step 2 in Imera 1.2, you can actually come back to the song that you listened in Imera 1.1, just, to revise a bit. And also we included second dialogue. Basic dialogue, same situation, but not coffee or tea, but more of what is it? It is coffee. So you see, practicing that question. For that purpose, you can create some kind of menu. Why not? With different names of drinks. For example, well, we have a lot of red wine, white wine, so on and so forth. And by the way, I'm going to mention this one a little bit later. So you can create, for example, Chardonnay, Merlot, and so on and so forth, and you can practice, what is it? Is it wine? And the thing that I want to add, you can also include, if you feel that you are, Imera 1.2 is quite bearable for you, you can also include phrases such as red wine, white wine, black coffee, white coffee, green tea, black tea. So with this one, you are actually able to understand the way the order of adjective and noun works in the language that you are learning. Might be beneficial. And where the adjectives also change due to or because of the gender. Because in a lot of languages, the adjective changes due to the gender. So it might be interesting, and you can include this one as well. You can also include the words such as hot, cold, iced, whatever, if you want. It is quite optional. We include it sometimes when we see that a student is, I wouldn't say is advanced, but a student more or less understands the corpus, the main part of the lesson. So we include this one as well, just for the sake of speaking practice. So yeah, I went to step 2 with the dialogue. I worked with it and I did the same thing. So I've listened to it. For the sake of understanding, I sped it down a bit. So I slowed down it a bit. And then, once I'm feeling comfortable with it, I started to repeat as well. So as I said in Imera 1.1 in first video, you can take a role of a client or of a waiter, and you just pronounce. For example, you are a client, and you just pronounce before the client says. So you pause the video, you pronounce, then you play, you listen whether you pronounced it in the right way. If not, well, you listen, you stop, and you pronounce it again. So, and yeah, eventually I've combined Imera 1.2 and 1.3, and I've done the test. So now I'm able to speak. And what results I've learned throughout the first lesson? Well, I can order drinks. I can choose whether I pay by card or in cash. And also I can use one of the most useful questions. What is it? Is it A? Is it A or B? So in Imera 2, we are going to continue with that important question, but we're going to change from what to who. So this way we are able to speak about ourselves, finally. And otherwise, ευχαριστώ, thank you, and 안녕, goodbye.